in future, this series RLC circuit will be used for to create the oscillation. Okay, because whenever you are having RLC combination, that may work as a oscillator, or that condition is called resonance condition. Okay, அதெல்லாம் கூட futureல வரும். Now simply we'll see what is RLC circuit. Okay, series RLC circuit. Series RLC circuit. Okay, so voltage source is there, and resistor, inductor, and capacitor all are connected in series. All are connected in series RLC, and in series the current is constant, that is I vector. The voltage is like a V vector. Okay, voltage is like a V vector. Okay, this is voltage, and again this voltage is VR, this voltage is VL, this voltage is VC. Okay, now the current coming from the source is I. Okay, I, the same current is going through resistance as well as the inductor as well as the capacitor. Okay, so first you should understand that okay, current I bar is equal to current across the resistor. Okay, the same current is going across the inductor. Okay, and again through the capacitor also. So first you should understand this. And next, again you can apply the KVL here. Okay, once if you apply the KVL, this is plus and minus. Okay, then minus V bar plus VR plus VL plus VC is equal to 0, or otherwise V is equal to VR VL plus VC. Okay, and again you know this VL and V will be having some imaginary term. Okay, because this VR will not have any imaginary term in general. Okay, okay, VR can be written as the product of I into R. Okay, and this one is JXL. Okay, I, and this is minus JXC I. Okay, so I you can take outside. So finally R plus JXL minus XC. Okay, R plus JXL minus XC. Suppose, and again you can replace this equivalently with V is equal to I some Z impedance. Okay, this impedance finally may have inductive nature. Suppose if XL is greater than XC, then really this is plus J, then it will have inductive nature. If XL is less than XC, because we do not know what will happen, XL may be less than XC, then minus will come out, that is minus J, then that is capacitive nature. First you should understand that, because, and again exactly at XL is equal to XC, what will happen? This imaginary term will cancel. Okay, this imaginary term will cancel. So we are having three different possibilities. Okay, now this V is equal to I into Z. Okay, and what is, and again Z you can represent like this, Z is equal to R plus JXL minus XC. Then how to find out the magnitude? Okay, so the magnitude of this one is R square, okay, plus XL minus XC, XL minus XC whole square over all square root. And again, even if XC is greater, no problem, because ultimately you are going to make a square. Okay, then what is the voltage triangle? Okay, the triangle or impedance triangle I can draw. Say for example, if it is R, okay, I know XL is there, XC is there, but finally you are taking difference. If XL is greater than XC, for example, I am assuming if XL is greater than XC, then really the XL minus XC is positive, then it will be in the Y axis only, because if it is opposite, then it will go down. Okay, so now I am just assuming. Okay, next, then what will be the value of Z? Okay, okay, this is R, this is R, this value, okay, this value is XL minus XC, then this third line is called as a Z. Okay, so this is pi. Okay, so again you can write tan pi is equal to XL minus XC divided by R, or otherwise cos pi is equal to R divided by mod Z, or otherwise sin pi, okay, sin pi is equal to XL, okay, XL minus XC, okay, XL minus XC, and then divided by mod Z. Suppose in the XL and XC, if you are including the J term, okay, you have to take the magnitude, okay, so we need only magnitude. Okay, so that is the idea. So again, this cos phi is called as a power factor of this circuit. Okay, this cos phi is called a power factor. And again, this XL minus XC can be negative also. It can be 0 also. Now we will see one by one. 3 different cases are possible. XL may be greater than XC, or XL may be less than XC, or XL is equal to XC. Okay, one by one we'll see. Okay, first the case 1. Okay, case 1. If XL is greater than XC, that is our regular case, because we are assuming like that. If XL is greater than XC, then Z is equal to R plus J X. Okay, that is ultimately giving the nature of the inductor. Okay, if XL is greater than XC, then this is really plus J. Okay, this is really plus J. So what is this X indicating? This X indicating the difference between XL and XC, difference between the XL and XC. If you are taking in terms of magnitude, or otherwise appropriately you have to take this is plus J and this is minus J. Finally, you'll get the effective value. Okay, then this is something equivalent to series RL circuit. Okay, this is something equivalent to series RL circuit. Okay, just in the last class you have seen what is the effect of series RL circuit. Okay, once if you have series RL circuit, okay, VLI, that means the phase difference between the voltage and the current will be some pi. Okay, that pi also we have just calculated. What is that pi? Okay, this is that pi. Okay, that pi is equal to cos inverse R divided by mod Z. Okay, this is the phase difference between the voltage and the current. Okay, so that means which one is lagging? I is lagging. Okay, I lags I lags V by phi. That is the idea. That means it is resembling the properties of the RL, series RL circuit. Okay, even though both inductor and capacitor is there, finally the inductor is dominating here. Inductor is dominating. Okay, next case, case 2. Suppose if it is in the opposite way, okay, if XC is greater than XL, if XC is greater than XL, then and again this is your R, okay, this is your R. If XC is greater than XL, that means it will be going in the negative side, okay, minus J side, then this is your Z. Okay, so this is XC minus XL. Okay, now this is pi. Okay, now what is okay, what is this Z? Okay, and again Z remains same, mod Z. Mod Z means R square plus XC minus XL whole square overall square root. Then what is cos phi? Cos phi is equal to R divided by, okay, cos phi is equal to, okay, R divided by Z. Okay, cos phi is equal to R divided by mod Z. Okay, and what is sin pi? Okay, sin pi is equal to XC minus XL divided by XC minus XL divided by mod Z. Okay, so and again here the capacitor is dominating. Okay, so because it is going in the negative J direction, minus J direction, finally the capacitor is dominating. So this is something equivalent to, so and again how can I write my Z? Finally R, then finally in which direction it is going? It is going in the negative direction, so I can write like a minus Jx. Okay, minus Jx, where clearly the X means what's a difference between XC and XL, XC minus XL. So this is resembling the characteristics of the RC circuit. Okay, so if Z is equal to R minus Jx, then that is series RC circuit. Series RC circuit. Okay, once if it is series RC circuit, okay, then which one will lead? Current will lead. So I leads V by pi. Okay, V by pi. Okay, this is the idea. Next, what will happen if ZL is equal to ZC? Okay, sorry, that is XL is equal to XC. Okay, if XL is equal to XC, what is the meaning? You are having both plus J and minus J, but they are in the equal component. Okay, they are in the equal component. That means they will cancel each other. Once they are equal, they'll cancel each other. Then finally, you will not have any upward or downward component because the difference value XC minus XL itself 0. That means this goes to 0, then this Z will merge with R. Okay, so once if it is like this, then what is your Z? Finally, that is R only. That is R only. Because what is the formula you are having? General formula R is equal to J XL minus XC. If XL is equal to XC, then there is no imaginary term. Finally, Z is equal to R. That means the network finally will behave like a pure resistive circuit. Okay, purely resistive. Okay, this is something equivalent to purely resistive. And again, you know, once if it is purely resistive, the current and voltage will be in phase. Okay, so I in phase with V, I in phase with V. So what is the phi? Phi is equal to 0 degree. Then what is the power factor? When it is 0 degree, cos 0 is 1. So power factor is unity. Power factor is unity. So that means what we are observing here. So here we are having both inductor as well as the capacitor. Okay, RLC. Then which one is greater or which one is lesser? XL is greater than XC or XC is greater than XL. Based on that, circuit parameter will be decided. And again, who will decide this this parameter? Either XL is greater or XC is greater. You know both the quantity. Say XL means what? XL means omega L, and then what is XC? 1 divided by omega C. So finally, once if you fix this RLC value, then frequency will determine this. Okay, either XL is greater than XC or XC is greater than XL. That will be decided by the operating frequency. So finally, the frequency will decide the nature of the circuit. Once if you are at a certain frequency, then your circuit may be inductive. If you are at some other frequency, the circuit may be capacitive. And in between, at some point, at a specific frequency, because at a specific frequency only you will get XL is equal to XC, because when XL is equal to XC, what will happen? Omega L is equal to omega C. That means omega is equal to 1 by root LC. Okay, once if you choose this frequency, okay, the frequency, because this is the AC signal. For this AC signal, if you choose this frequency, then finally this network will behave like a resistive network. This network will behave like a resistive network. That is the idea. Okay, so and again, this concept is actually used in the resonance circuit. Okay, we'll see separately about the resonance circuit. Okay, in future. But this concept, this XL is equal to XC concept is the base for the resonance circuit. Okay, base for the resonance circuit. Resonance circuit is something like the network frequency and the source frequency matches. If they are matching, that means that is the resonance. Okay, this is like a network frequency, because based on the network parameter you are calculating the frequency. And again, your input frequency can be anything, but at some point of time your input frequency may be equivalent to this network frequency. That time resonance will happen. Okay, so next we'll see the parallel RLC circuit. Parallel RLC circuit. I think it is better, before seeing this parallel RLC, it's better to see parallel parallel RL. Okay, so first we'll see the parallel circuit. Okay, one by one we'll go. Now we are entering into the parallel combination. Okay, in that first we'll see parallel RL circuit. Parallel RL circuit. Okay, I'll go a little bit fast because already you have some understanding. Now this is R, this is L, some AC signal is applied, R, L, and this is V. Okay, so the current flowing from the source is I, and again that will be distributed like IR, okay, IL, because in parallel branches current will vary, but the voltage here is constant. So what is constant? Voltage, the source voltage, okay, V bar, okay, V bar I bar is equal to VR bar okay, the source voltage V bar is equal to V bar, or that is also same as VL bar, that is also same as VL bar. Okay, now okay, now the voltage is same, but the current is different. Okay, first I will find one by one. I will find IR and IL separately. IR means already I know what is the voltage across the resistor, that is V bar. So this is simply V bar divided by R. Okay, V bar divided by R, and there is no phase difference here because here they are not given any phase shift. That's why I'm putting 0 degree. Okay, and then next, what is IL? IL is equal to V divided by, and then what is the impedance of this one? That is J into XL. Impedance of this one is J into XL. Then that means V divided by XL. This J I can take up so that I can write minus 90 degree. I can write minus 90 degree. Now again you can write like I is equal to IR plus IL vector. Okay, but once if you write that phasor diagram, okay, that will be clear. Okay, you can finally write I is equal to IR square then IL square overall square root. Okay, how it is coming, we'll see. Say for example, I again you know this IR and V will be in phase because whenever resistor is there, the voltage across the resistance and the current across the resistance, they will be in phase. Okay, so I am taking IR here and again V here. Okay, they will be in phase. Okay, and again this V is same as VR, VL, and this V all are same. And if you take the inductor, for that inductor also this is the voltage. But you know one thing, when the inductor is there, okay, what will happen when the inductor is there? What will happen once if you see alone inductor alone? Okay, what is the current across the inductor? IL. Voltage across the inductor is V. Then voltage will lead the current by 90 degree. That means current across the inductor will lag by 90 degree. So I can write IL here. Okay, I can write IL here. Then where will be my I? Okay, where will be my I? Okay, that my I will be something that is common to this one. Okay, so I can connect these two, then that will give the my I value. Okay, that will give my I value. Once if you see clearly, this is like a Pythagoras triangle. Okay, and again this is the pi. Okay, this is the pi. From this triangle, if this is IL means this side also IL only, this length is also IL. So, and again this is I. So I means I is equal to IL square plus IR square. Okay, so that only I have written here. Okay, so I means IR square plus IL square, IR square plus IL square. Okay, because it's not so surprising, because if you see here, this is 0 degree, this is minus 90 degree. It is something like, okay, if you are having 1 ampere current, okay, here you are having some other ampere current, but that is with minus 2J. Okay, because here phase is 0, here phase is minus 90 degree. So here phase is 0, simply 1, here the phase is minus 9. It is something like that. Okay, once if you are IR is 1 ampere, IL is 2 ampere with minus J, then what is the effective current? Simply square root of 1, square of 2, then overall square root. It is something like this. Okay, so same only we are getting from the diagram also. Okay, so next, what is cos pi? Okay, cos pi is equal to IR divided by I. Okay, IR divided by I. Then what is tan pi? Okay, tan pi is equal to IL divided by IR. Okay, now my question is, what is this nature of this circuit, either leading or lagging? What is happening? Which one is leading, which one is lagging? Because finally what is important? This is important to us. Okay, what is the applied voltage? What is the current drawn from the source? Okay, now this will represent like a Z, okay, something, some impedance. Now what is happening in between V and I? Which one is leading, which one is lagging? Anybody?
Sir, V leading, I lagging.
I lagging, V is here, I is here. So this is like a lagging. So generally we'll write with respect to current. So this circuit is called a lagging circuit. Okay, so what is happening to the current, that is important. So V leads, I lags. That's why this circuit also called as a lagging circuit. Okay, or otherwise power also will lag here. So that's why this is a lagging circuit. Okay, next we'll see the parallel RC circuit. Parallel RC circuit. Okay, now this is I, this is IR, IC, this is R, C, this is V, I. Okay, no, and again here the voltage across all the elements are same, so I can write V bar is equal to VR bar and VC bar. Okay, and again the voltage across the resistance is V bar, the current flowing there is IR. So these two will be in phase. Okay, so and again I can write IR is equal to V divided by R simply without any phase delay. Okay, that's why 0 degree. And what is IC? IC is equal to V divided by, okay, V divided by, what is the V divided by XC? Okay, V divided by JXC. Okay, so what is the impedance of that one? Okay, is it minus JXC or plus JXC? Anybody? V by Z. So Z means minus JXC. Okay, now you know what is XC. Okay, minus J. Okay, XC means 1 by omega C. So V omega C, this minus J can go up. Okay, if it is plus J, then this is 90 degree. Then this is 90 degree. Okay, now again I can draw the phasor diagram here. Okay, now what is happening to the what is the base I can take, because suppose if V is the base, because V is constant everywhere. Okay, if V is the base, then what is the direction of this voltage? Okay, this is the voltage, and again what is the direction of this current across the resistor? Same, because across the resistance both current and voltage will be in phase only. So I can write IR and V like this. Okay, because V means again VR VC. Now and again if you concentrate on IC, for IC the VC is this only, because V is equal to VC. Okay, same V only. But whenever you see the capacitor, what will happen? The current will lead the voltage. Current will lead the voltage by 90 degree. That means the capacitor current will go up like this. Okay, so this is IC. Okay, this is the capacitor current. Then where will be my I? My I will be common to this one. Okay, my I will be like this. Okay, this is my I, and again this is my pi. Okay, pi. So if it is IC, then this is also IC only, because this length is IC, then this is also IC. Okay, this length is IR, this length is I. So what I can write here, from this triangle, I is equal to IR square plus IC square. Okay, it is something same here, because if you see this nature, okay, some current is there, V by R you calculate something like 2 ampere. Then V omega is something, let it be 3. Then what is 90 degree? 90 degree means plus J. If it is something like 2 plus J3, the current nature is like that, then what will be the effective current? Okay, 2 square plus 3 square overall square root. Okay, the same only I am writing here. Okay, so what you have to understand there, if there is no J term, then that is the current across the resistance. If there is a J term, okay, if it is J term is there, then that means current through either inductor or capacitor, either inductor or capacitor. Okay, that is the idea. Okay. Now we have calculated I, then what is cos phi? Okay, cos phi is equal to IR divided by I, IR divided by I. What is tan phi? Tan pi is equal to IC divided by IR, IC divided by IR. Then finally what is important? What is happening between this voltage and current? Okay, so finally this voltage is here, current is there. So I is leading the voltage. Okay, I is leading the voltage. So see, this circuit is called a leading circuit. Okay, leading circuit. Then next we'll see the parallel RLC combination. Okay, parallel RLC circuit. RLC, source voltage Okay, and this is the total current drawn from the source supply, that is I bar, and this is the current across the resistance IR, current across the inductor IL, current across the capacitance IC. Now the voltage is constant across all the element, so V bar is equal to VR bar, which is equal to VL bar, then that is equal to VC bar. Okay, then that means what is IR? IR is equal to V divided by R 0 degree. Okay, so what I am assuming here, the source is not having any phase offset. Okay, if the source is having some phase offset, then I have to write that here also. Okay, so I am assuming just the source is not having any phase offset. Then resistor will not give any phase difference. So that's why here simply 0 degree. Next, what is IL? IL is equal to V divided by, okay, V divided by J XL. Okay, this J I can take up. XL means omega L. Okay, this J I can take up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Solunga. So IL is equal to V divided by JXL. So, and again XL means omega L. This J I can take up. So that is minus 90 degree. And IC is equal to, okay, IC is equal to V divided by minus J XC. That means V omega C. Okay, V omega C. This minus J I can take up. That is plus 90 degree. That is plus 90 degree. Okay, and again case by case we can discuss one by one. Okay, so what is the first case? Okay, and again how to write this common impedance value, that is a little bit tricky here because all the elements are in parallel. Then again writing the overall impedance here is little bit tricky. Okay, because once if you write here, you have to calculate like this: R in parallel with okay, R in parallel with 1 by R in parallel with J omega L. Okay, J omega L in parallel with minus J, okay, minus J divided by omega C. So it is a little bit tricky, okay, to calculate this one is. Okay, so I will not find Z this time. I will go by some other method. Okay, so yes, are you comfortable with this? Because here this is not a serious combination. Just like that, I cannot easily tell, okay, what will happen. But I will use some other concept. Okay, based on that, we will decide what will be IL and IC. Okay, because we should know which one is greater, either IL or IC. Then based on that, we can conclude, because you can draw the triangle with help of the current, okay, or with help of the impedance also. Now we will not go by with help of impedance because that is little bit tricky here. Okay, so and again it will take much calculation. So I'll draw the triangles with respect to IL like that. Okay, we'll see one by one cases. Okay, now but here also what is XL? XL means omega L. Here also what is XC? XC means 1 by omega C. Okay, here also XL is omega L, XC is 1 by omega C. Now, okay, so here what are the three possibilities possible? XL may be greater than XC. That means what? Okay, please for a moment, please do not worry about plus J and minus J. Okay, that anyway I can clarify later. Okay, please forget about plus J and minus J. Now concentrate about the magnitude. Okay, XL is like some impedance. XC is like some impedance. Okay, that has some formula. Okay, so let it be there. Okay, now if XL impedance is greater than XC impedance, okay, if XL is greater, XC is smaller, then which current will be greater, IC or IL? Anybody? I am comparing these two branch. Okay, this is providing high impedance. This is providing low impedance. Capacitor is providing low impedance. Then which current will be high, capacitor current or inductor current? Anybody?
Capacitor.
Okay, so if it is the case, then the capacitor current will be I. Okay, IC is greater than IL. Okay, so and then similarly next, if you take in the opposite manner, if XL, okay, if XL is smaller than XC, that means inductor is having less impedance, then that means inductor will have more current. Inductor will have more current. Okay, so this is the second case. And then what is the third case? Sometime XL maybe is equal to XC. Okay, then this time what will happen exactly? When XL is equal to XC, and again IL is equal to IC only. Okay, because both the impedances are same, then IL has to be exactly equal to IC. But for a moment, we discarded about that plus J and minus J. Okay, I'll come to that later. Okay, I'll come to that later. Okay, so, and okay, one by one we'll see. Okay, so in this parallel combination, okay, again this voltage is constant everywhere, so that I can take it as a reference. The voltage is constant everywhere. This is V. And again, the same voltage is applied here, but you know what is I. Okay, and again, you know, I and this V will not have any phase difference. Okay, so that means IR also I can write here. Okay, IR also I can write here. Okay, then with respect to, again, the same V is applied here. Okay, same V is applied here. Then this is the current. Okay, already voltage is there. Now some current is coming across the inductor. Which one will lead? Which one will lag? Anybody? Across the inductor, VLI. Okay, across the inductor, current will lag. Okay, voltage will lead. Okay, current is lagging, so that means I can write my IL here. Okay, so current will be having lagging 90-degree lag. Okay, with respect to V, so I can write here. Now, if you concentrate on the capacitor, already V is there directly. Now IC is coming. Then which one will read? IC will lead. So okay, so my IC will lead the voltage. That's why this is IC. Okay, now what is our case 1? Okay, what our case 1 is telling, when XL is greater than XC, okay, XL is greater than XC, what we are telling, IL is less than IC. That means IC is greater. Okay, when IC is greater, IL is smaller. Then if we take the difference, okay, IC is greater than IL, then if we take the difference, where it will come? Okay, if you take the difference, it may come here. Okay, it depends on how much it is bigger. Okay, so this is IC minus IL. Okay, because now this C is dominating. Current point of view, this capacitor current is dominating. So this is IC minus IL, because IC is greater than IL. That means I will come upside only. Okay, now IR is there, and then effective current IC minus IL is there. Then what will be the third direction? That is I. Okay, what will be the third current? Okay, that is the total current. That is I, because IR is there. Already I know what is the effect of IC and IL. Then this is I. Why this minus and all coming? I'll explain you with the example later, with the numerical example. Okay, now this is IR. This level is IC minus IL. Okay, it's like IC minus IL means this level is IC minus IL. Then this is pi. Okay, this is pi. So from this triangle, what I can write, I is equal to IR square plus IC minus IL whole square, IC minus IL whole square, then overall square root. Then what is tan pi? Okay, tan pi is equal to IC minus IL divided by IR. Okay, then what is cos pi? Cos pi is equal to IR divided by I. Then what is the final nature of the circuit? Okay, even though capacitor and inductor is there, what is finally happening? What is the final relation between the current and voltage? Okay, so this is the final current. Okay, this is the final source voltage. What is the relation? So current is leading. Okay, current is leading. So this means, that means this is called a leading circuit. Okay, this is called a leading circuit. Okay. Or otherwise, in some other way also I can tell this. Okay, see, okay, I'll tell one simple way.